In this video, we'll be looking at people who have one more title in WWE to become a Triple Crown or Grand Slam champion. This includes the NXT and tag team brands, like maybe 3 or 4 slides have double person. We'll discuss it when we get there. So, what are Alexa Bliss's chances of winning the NXT Women's title? I'm going to say this for all the NXT titles pretty much. It's a 50-50. If she wants it, maybe they'll do it. If she doesn't, well, that's not going to happen. Which also would apply to the next person. She's on her own against the world. The pressure's building like it's never before. Will she be the NXT Women's Champion? It's 50-50. If she wants it, also with the NXT for Alexa and Bianca, there could be a ratings boost that they just do it. Like Becky, I think she went down as the one title she never held. It could be. Again, I'm going 50-50 on this one. It all depends if they want to do it. I guess it's 75-25 then. All right, Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair, 75%. 75% fail, 25% on. So it's 75% they're not going to win it, but 25% that they could, and that 25% will get me hoping. Why is Ember Moon here? She's not with the company. Well, I'm trying to find everybody, but for people don't comment the Ultimate Warrior who gets tag team title. I'm not sure if I already said that because he's dead and they can't win it. Ember Moon is a former NXT champion and a former NXT Women's champion. So if there was a Triple Crown, it'd be with the North American title, which I'm just going to say she's not winning because she's not in the company. As for Fallon Henley here, she just won the North American title. She could be built up to, by the way, she's also a former tag team champion, I believe. If I got that wrong, then oops. But I think she could be built up to win the title, or she goes to the main roster. I'm going to go with a 50-50 and a 100% no. Fallon Henley is like 50-50, maybe like 60-40. She'll probably win it, but sometimes people don't win the women's title before they go to the main roster. As for Ember Moon, as of right now, I'm going to go with 100% chance of she's not winning the Triple Crown because she's not in the right company. Speaking of the North American title, we're going to talk about Indi Hartwell. Speaking of that North American title, former NXT and Tag Team Champion. I actually don't think this is going to happen. I don't think they like to push Indi that much. But if they wanted a ratings boost, main roster guy comes down with the North American title, it could happen. I'm going like 90% not happening, 10% maybe happening for Indi Hartwell. And the hits keep on rolling with this North American title because Raquel Rodriguez, former NXT, I just realized it's the main title. That's my bad, guys. I wasn't paying attention. But she has won the tag team titles in the main roster and the developmental brand NXT. And she's a former NXT Women's Champion. I think she had like one longer reigns. So, North American Champion, I can see her going down more than Indi to grab the title and then call herself Triple Crown. But the only reason, and I'm just going to say this now, I probably should have said this earlier, they don't have the tag team titles anymore for the woman. So, like, I might just be, like, shooting my ass off with every North American woman, which I think I have one or two more. But Raquel, like, 85-15, it's probably not going to happen, but we can always hope. It'd be cool. If anybody is going to win the North American Women's title, who's a former tag team and NXT Women's Champion, well, she's actually the current Women's Champion in NXT, that is Roxanne Perez. I actually am going to put this at 90% winning it, 10% not. Because I could also see her going to the main roster soon, and that would screw that up. And then that would be lowered, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about the here and the now, and the here and the now is 90-10. 90% winning, 10% not. Now, again, I just noticed I put the wrong title there, but that's not the point. On the left, we have the NXT. On the right, we have the main roster. Women's Champion and NXT and Tag Team Champion needs the North American title. It's going to be that 85%, 15% again, where she's 85% winning it, not likely to win it, and 15% to win it. She wants to go down, but she needs the Io Sky. She needs the women's world title on Monday Night Raw, and she's currently on Raw. And I can see her, like a lot of people, being the WrestleMania match for Rhea Ripley. I mean, does she win it there? Does she become a Triple Crown Grand Slam champion there? I don't know, but I would say this is more likely to happen. I'll go 90% of it. Not 90%. I'll go 80% of it happening, 20% of it not. I want to see it. I just don't think it's going to happen. So let's move on. Now let's talk about the tag team titles. And there are a lot of NXT tag team titles that we can talk about, but that is what we're talking about right now. Because Keith Lee unified the North American and NXT titles, so he would only need a tag team title reign. And for two reasons, his health and his not being in the company, I'm going to say 100% not. Bask in that glory. I do hear voices in my head. They call to me. They understand that Randy Orton was a former Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion. 100% up to him if he wanted to complete that reign and go to NXT to win the tag team titles really quick and drop them almost immediately would be what I would say. Randy Orton being it's up to him. So I'm going to go with 50-50 on this one, which is like 60-40 really. But like if you're really talking about it, I'm probably going to say that's not going to happen. But you never know. Just like Randy, the Master of the 619, going to NXT to win the NXT Tag Team title after winning the Raw and SmackDown. Like, whatever you want me to say. You could dial up that 619. You know, it'd be funny if they did that in California. But I could see it, but I'm going to say it's not going to happen. Or like the 50-50. I feel like somebody told WWE about this. Maybe they would do that just to get a ratings boost. Also, with Randy being a ratings boost. Um, the other thing I would say is if someone told WWE, they're like, okay, let's make history and put Randy and Ray. Actually, that'd be cool. Randy and Ray tag team, win the NXT tag team titles, and then I'll write that down on my wish list. Randy and Ray now become the NXT tag team titles. It's my want, but I don't think it's gonna happen in realistic WWE. They said he would never win the world title, but he did it. But you know what? He's never been a tag team champion. That is Bobby Lashley. At the current state, unless he comes back, I don't think he'll ever win the tag team title. I also think he might be uh, retiring within the next 5 years. So I'm gonna say he's never gonna win a tag team title. But if he comes back to WWE and they like do something really quick and they do it just to say, "Oh, we did it," that's a possibility there. But I'm gonna say no for right now. So when we talk about tag team titles in NXT, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, I don't know how this didn't happen even for a quick reign while they were together, but they're both missing it. They're both former NXT and North American champions, and they never won the tag team titles. And I'm like, damn. I think they should have won it already, but since they have it, maybe they reunite on the main roster and win the tag team titles, and then they're like, yo, we never won those NXT titles. And they go back. I'm going to say not likely again, like I've been saying for these NXT titles. When we get to the main roster, I'll be more decisive with what I'm talking about. But as for now, I can't see either of these. Well, actually, since Trick is still in NXT, I can see it more than Carmelo. But I also don't know. That'd be like one of those weird Cena tag teams where they win it as they're feuding and then they lose it very quickly. But anyway, Carmelo, I'm going to say no for right now. I'm going to say maybe for Trick. More of the main roster guys who need one more title. Usos, everything. I can just see them going down and do their thing and then come back up to the air. You know, like I'm saying, the main roster, like they did. I can see it more happening for the Usos than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I'm going to say at least 70% yes for the Usos. Probably not going to happen for KO and Sami Zayn. Now, I didn't put these guys on the last slide because they're not a tag team anymore. But, you know, individually, I don't think that either of them would go back. to NXT, because then you would just have that thing, like one of the tag titles that I personally would want it to win the North American title, and then Damien to win the world title because that'd be the only title they need to win. So probably not gonna happen for either of them. And let's move on. The Miz. It may be awesome to think that he would go back down to NXT and win the titles. And I can see him doing it at a retirement tour, but as of right now, this is the reality check that Miz is going to be in. I don't think it's going to happen. He is a former Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion like everybody else, but I just can't see it happening at the current moment. Maybe like he tries to rebuild himself, and that's where it happens. But other than that, I cannot see it happening. Eric Rowan winning the World Tag Team titles. So here's my thing. I can definitely see this happening, but I can also see Joe Gacy and what's his name? Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis winning the titles instead of Rowan. I think it will happen eventually. I just don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon for Eric Rowan, who is a former NXT and SmackDown Tag Team Champion with the late Luke Harper, Brody Lee, and yes, Daniel Bryan did win the tag team titles with him. We are finally at the point in this video where I can say, yes, they are going to win the titles. The only problem is, as I'll get to with the next people on the list for the AOP, they are on the wrong brand, but I think they should go to SmackDown, say, this is the only tag team titles we haven't won, and win them with the Book of Pain. Like I said, for AOP, they are on the wrong brand, but the War Raiders, I think, should go to SmackDown, and even if they are the champions heading in to take on AOP, or AOP are the champions to take on them, I think they should just win their final tag team titles. And I think they're actually, I'm not sure, they might have, I don't think they were in TNA, so not ROH. They are in RH. And forget that thought. Never mind. I would say that this is definitely going to happen. Just a reminder, I'm getting all these pictures from Google. As you can see, that little thing there. I'm going to try to make this quick for this one. DIY is definitely winning the Raw Tag Team titles eventually down the road. It's probably not this year because they're on the wrong brand, but I think they get drafted to Raw in the next draft, and they are going to win those tag team titles. We are now entering the tag. Excuse me, not the tag. We're done with the tag teams. We are entering the mid card. And why is Braun Breaker here? He's the current Intercontinental Champion. Am I talking about the United States title? No, I'm talking about the North American title. As a former heavyweight NXT champion and a former tag team champion, if he goes back, he goes back. If he doesn't go back, he doesn't go back. Remember, I couldn't find a picture of him with the North American title. All pictures are from Google, and the copyright goes to the rightful owner. Thank you for letting me use this. Before I start, I don't think either of these are going to happen because Big E is not an active competitor anymore. He will not win his NXT title, tag team title, the NXT tag team title to join his SmackDown and Raw, and I don't think he'll ever win the United States title to join his World Intercontinental Tag Team title. I wanted to actually bring this. So, like, this list, I think needs Big E, right? But I think people should stop taking Big E off the list of like competitors and everything because I just don't think he's gonna return, and it's a shame. But I just don't see it. It is a new day. Yes, it is. We we are now in that United States title hold. People, I'm gonna say hell no, unless they want to do it. And Kane is a hell no unless he wants to do it. Maybe Kane hears, "Oh, you've never been United States champion," and he's like, "I'll win it and drop it." That's the chemical. I couldn't think of something. The fire burned inside or something. As we go to the next one. And there, when I looked at his eyes, I thought this pick was one of a kind. I don't think RVD is coming back. But if he, again, like Kane, if you heard I need that one title, maybe he does it. Maybe WWE makes history out of it. I can just definitely tell you the next two are not going to be in that same category. He may be cute. He may be sexy. He may have the looks that drive the girls crazy. But Shawn Michaels is not coming out of retirement, and he's not winning the United States title. That's a nail in the coffin there. He's in management now, and he cannot wrestle because of a cardiac heart problem. So definitely no, but I thought I'd put it here just to remind people that Shawn and Triple H have never won the United States title. So listen to this story. I actually have a story for this one. When Braun Strowman returned, he was on Monday Night Raw, right? And he went ran into Lashley, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have Lashley versus Braun for the United States title, and Braun's gonna win his Grand Slam. Well, that never happened. And Braun's now currently on the wrong brand, and he keeps on getting injured. So I would have this done quickly. I think it could be, as we're talking with Sheamus, like the one title he's never held. He goes after it. I think that could be a story. Likelihood of it happening is probably at a 50-50 right now because of he's injury prone, but hopefully we get to see this as a reality one day. Look in my eyes. What do you see? See a Buckeyes United States champion. I know what everyone's thinking. You should go for the world title. And I was thinking that too. Not really, but if you're gonna put a title on him, I would rather have be the United States title. So he can say I am done the Grand Slam, Triple Crown. I guess he's already Triple Crown, but Grand Slam. I always used to put the title on him in the video game, so that's why I thought he was already United States champion. But I guess that wasn't the case. So I would, I mean, this is 50-50 because it's up to him. If Punk says no, then it's a no. But I would hope to see this in the future. Back to the undisputed tag team titles for a second. Cody Rhodes going to NXT. I think Cody should go to NXT and become world champion in dedication to Dusty. But he picks up that tag team title that makes him a triple crown tag team champion. In the meanwhile, that'd be cool too. Also, now that the WWE title story is over, Cody can say, "My dad won the United States title. My brother was the United States champion, of course, in WCW." And I'll be talking about WCW in a little bit. Uh, it might not count, so we'll end up putting that out. But that could be Cody's story. I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my brother. I want to be the United States champion. And I actually do see the United States title happening. I think it's a stretch to put the NXT tag team title there, but I hope that would happen too. But I'm going to say United States title, yes, and NXT tag team title, no. I mentioned this already with Sheamus, but like, well, not with Sheamus, but whoever I mentioned Sheamus with. I think it was my first United States title holder. I don't know. It was Braun, I think. But I think the story could be it's the one title I never held. And I think Drew should definitely win this title. 100% he should win this title. I'm going, yes, he will win it. So, The Rock's never held the United States title. I would personally like to see this, but this is a hell no, unless The Rock says yes. Like, you go up to Rock, like I said with Kane and RVD, tell him he's never been United States champion, and he's like, okay, I'll do it. And then he, like, vacates his title right away. I can see that happening, but otherwise, this is a hell no. You cannot smell The Rock is cooking with that United States title. This slide is the reason I made this list because I saw a video with Goldberg being the only title he has never held was the Intercontinental title. So why is there a tag team title here? Okay, so technically, if we look at the things, right? Goldberg has won the world title. He's won the United States title in WCW, and he's won a tag team title in WCW. So I'm not sure if that counted. That's why I did this with the tag team title. So technically, he's won a tag team title, but I don't think WCW counts. So if I did two titles, which I'm planning to do, this slide will be here again. But Goldberg winning the Intercontinental title doesn't seem like it's a good idea, to be honest. Or him being tag team champion at that point either. I'm gonna say no unless WWE realizes that's the only title he's never held and they want to put it on him. So I'm going to 50-50, but I don't think it's the right thing to do, especially at the cost of Braun Breaker at this point. The tag team titles, if you want to do something fun, do it, but remember that he might already have that, so it might not matter. I'm not sure, but you want to know something? I got one question for you guys. Who's next? So Damian Priest, Money's Bank holder, cashed in for the world title. He's won the tag team titles multiple times in Judgment Day, and he's a former United States champion. Do I think that Damian Priest should become the Intercontinental champion? I'm almost thinking that he's the one to beat Braun at this point. So yeah, that's a guarantee, and I also think he drops his Dominic Mysterio. So if anything, this is the only guarantee I'm getting. Yes, Damian Priest will be the Intercontinental Champion, and actually, I think that's what's also guaranteed. Former Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champion, if he wants to go to NXT, like I'm just saying, if he wants to go to NXT, he'll do it. If he doesn't, he won't. So that's the NXT title. His story right now is the only title he's never held is the Intercontinental title. It's been for many years. It has to go down. Sheamus has to win the Intercontinental title, so that's a 100% guarantee. Well, the NXT I'll put at 50-50 because it's only if he wants to. But guarantee this guy is going to be, Sheamus is going to be the Intercontinental champion one day. So when you talk about 100% want, it's a 100% want for me. I think personally it should be Randy Orton entering WrestleMania as Intercontinental champion to take on John Cena, saying it's the one title you never held, and I'm going to end your legacy before you can get it. Like as a legend killer, I'm going to do a 50-50 here because as much sense as it makes to Orton to win it, I don't know if they want that, WWE. So maybe you won't be able to see this one, but I hope the time is now to put the Intercontinental title on John Cena and have him lose it in a triple threat match so he doesn't look weak on his retirement tour. I did look at a little website uh, for some, but most of these things I knew firsthand. And as for our world champions, one, this guy's not in the right company. Two, this guy's career is over. And three, I would never put a world title on Santino because he's the comedy character. Like, if he fell into it, maybe that would be a thing, but I don't think he'll ever be a world champion. So, Santino, I'm sorry, you're out. No. 100% no. Again, he's not in the company, and again, we're counting the WCW United States title. I don't think Goldust or Dustin Rhodes would come back to win the world title. Maybe if he get feuded with Cody, but I don't think he's gonna win it. So the bizarre one, no, you're not winning a world title. How is this not a thing already? Come on, WWE, you should have put the world title on him. In Triple H's reign of terror. You know, it's not cool. He should be world champion. Likelihood he's never gonna do it, but maybe he comes back and says, "Ain't no stopping me now." And nobody stops him, and he wins that world title. I'm gonna say absolutely not. I'm gonna say absolutely not for most of these world champions, but like Shelton, I can't see it happening. Sorry, somebody did stop him now. I just said that most of these world champions I'm saying no for. Zack Ryder, hell no, he's never winning the world title. But Matt Cardona comes back. There's a possibility that he wins the world title, just like Cody did. This one I'm going to give a 75-25 because he's not in the company at the current moment. But woo, woo, woo. I know this guy's always ready, and you know it. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Carlito may be cool, but he never will win that world title. I just don't think if it didn't happen before, it's not going to happen now. Well, he's more of a comedy character. So I guess he got to spit his own face because he ain't cool enough to win that world title. It should have happened at WrestleMania. It should have happened in the post WrestleMania. Shinsuke Nakamura should have won the world title. But I'm going to have to say at this point in his career, it's a no unless it's a courtesy run. So if you know about anybody else who should be added to this list, remember it's one title in this list. There were a couple of twos, but that was because I was questioning things during the NXT. I am going to try to do a two video, which would put the likes of Liv Morgan with the NXT Women's title, and I think she needs the WWE. So there's somebody else I wanted to put on this list that I couldn't put on the list because two. But when we go two, NXT will probably be eliminated completely because I'm only doing. I would do two tag team titles out of three. Like it's 2 out of 3 titles is not what we're doing. We're doing 2 out of 4 titles. So like Apollo Crews would be on there with the All Elite World and tag team. And I'll tell you right now, he's a tag team. And there was somebody else I wanted to put on the Gunther. Gunther needs a United States and a tag team title. Yeah, I think that could happen. But like, couldn't make this list because uh he is currently a 2-time holder and not a 3-time holder, which is what this list was for. So I'm going to try to do the 2-time holders over the week. You'll probably see this on Friday, so maybe I have this ready for Friday, maybe not. Maybe we'll do a double upload like we're doing on Monday with the what if like Pokemon Theory, and I forget what the other. Oh, it's another what if wrestling video. But if you know anybody else who should go on this list, remember the Ultimate Warrior is dead, so he cannot be there for a tag team title, and uh, so don't put anybody like that. But you can put like I keep on thinking of Honky Tonk Man, but he's only been the Intercontinental Champion up to my knowledge. If he was a tag team champion, then the world title would be applicable. But I'm running my mouth now, so I will see you later with more videos. And in the meantime, stay nice for disability rights. Remember, copyright to the person who I took off of Google when I Googled these images. Stay nice for disability rights, and I'll see you in the next video.